So the 78 cards have been classified or divided into two main parts. Two. We have the major arcana cards and we have the minor arcana cards. When you hear the word arcana simply means that mystery or secret. So there are major mysteries or major secrets and there are minor secrets, minor arcana. So the major arcana talks about the most important, the most essential things that happen to us we can never forget in our lives. That's the major arcana. Something happened to you in the past. Maybe your money got missing.
Okay.
In town. Maybe in the year 2020. You will never forget this day. That day or at that moment, what happened to have sunk into your subconscious mind, not to forget, is a major arcana. What happened to Jesus Christ is a major arcana. It can never be forgotten. It is something that possesses a very essential message about your life, which everyone will know without forgetting.
That is why it is being celebrated.
Thank you very much. So, in the tarot cards, our day-to-day happenings that we pay most attention to, what is happening, is what is known as
the major
arcana. The minor secret, or the minor mystery, or the minor arcana cards only represent the places or which department these things happen.
Okay.
Some say that the minor arcana cards represent the minor things that happen in our life, like brushing your teeth every morning, eating every day. Probably you cannot understand or remember what you ate last 3 weeks ago during Sunday afternoon. So it is called minor arcana. You are eating, but the major arcana cards represent something you are exhibiting, something that is hidden, which you are acting within the minor arcana. So you see, so there are 22 major arcana cards and there are 40 minor arcana cards.
22 and then 40.
40 minor arcana cards and there are 16 court cards.
Okay.
So it makes 76. At first I said 78.
78.
I said it because the divisions must have begun by dividing the tarot into two main divisions of major and minor, deducting the two additional numbers from the 76, from the 78, making 76. If you add it to the 76 cards, it becomes 78. So major arcana cards, we have the minor arcana cards. Major arcana cards represent the most important, essential happenings in our lives, which we can never forget. Something that is connected to faith, that is happening from outside.
So awesome.
We can never forget these days. I remember we went to Accra to make some minor purchases. Some con men conned us. They deceived us so much and they told us lies to return home peacefully for our left leg. We hit a rubber bag on the way. We should pick those bags, open it, and we will find bounty of cash.
Hey.
We saw nothing.
But did you see the rubber that day?
We didn't see any rubber bag. Black, red, blue, any. It brought pain and in fact we wept that day. Myself and my brother, we were coaches who had some small football teams. I was a coach here, coach number 1.
Wow.
The monies that were contributed to us to be used to buy jerseys, some con men have taken them. And we don't know the story we are going to tell the players.
Yes.
That their monies have been taken from us. It was a memorable day. So this day is an example of a major arcana. So what the universe is pointing at you. The minor arcana will come and represent which area the thing is happening. The areas are divided into 2 under the minor arcana. Let me say 4.
4. Why 4?
4. We have the physical and etheric. We have the astral. We have the mental, and we have the spiritual. These 4 are under the major arcana, and it shows us this major thing that will happen will affect your emotions. That is the water or the soul. It will affect your mind, the thoughts. It will affect your spirit. That is the want. Or it will affect your body. Pentacles. We call it the minor arcana. So the minor arcana represent the 4 elements of nature. But we don't say 4 elements of nature in the tarot. You can use it in astrology, but it is not used in the tarot. It is called suit.
Suit. Is it a code suit or what?
No. S-U-I-T is an ambiguity, a word with more than a meaning.
Okay.
So one meaning. So we have one of the suit is the cup, the wand, the sword, the pentacle. Cup, water. Sword, air. Wand, fire. Pentacle, that is earth. Cup, soul. Wand, spirit. Sword, mind. Pentacle, body. So there are 4. These 4 are working under the major arcana cards. So in the major arcana, the most important event will occur, like how I used mine and my brothers as example. We went through some emotional pain, but the thing was about money. We would be deceived, and our plans got defeated that day. Luckily enough, that day, we were under the rulership of the tarot card, the tower, the 16th card. We will explain later as the teachings go on. So it was about our emotional stuff, but it came through money as the pentacles. The pentacles represent your wealth in this life, the conditions of your wealth, what your wealth will go through, your finances. But the major arcana will come and explain everything. That are you going to squander all your money, or you are going to engage yourself in profligacy through this door in your love life? And if it's in your love life, will it become emotional, your mental, or spiritual, or your material needs? You see how it works. So the major arcana cards are there. The minor arcana cards have been divided into 2. We have the personal, and we have what is known as the compound. The personal talks about your 4 invisible bodies, your 4 bodies, 3 invisible, 1 visible. That is earth. Chemical and etheric body. We have the astral. We have the mental. We have the spiritual. The conditions that they will go through after the major arcana. After the major arcana has occurred. We come to the compound. Compound simply means that in our daily happenings, there are some occurrences which I have personally seen, and I use it to work through the tarot. There are earth happenings, fire happenings, airy happenings, and earthly happenings. That is how I'm able to carefully know and infer from my own experience, and some of the laws we know and infer from my own experience, and some of the laws being brought by our geniuses in the past, in our modern times. Oh, it's true. The thing will happen, but what will happen is an airy happening. It's a fairy happening. It's a watery happening, or a deadly happening.
So how are you able to identify all these?
Know how the 4 elements of nature work. There are 4 elements. Each element has its own properties, and each element has its own qualities.
Properties and qualities.
Yes, I'll tell you about that later. Know that fire is hot and dry. Hot and dry.
Fire is hot and dry.
Earth is cold and dry. Water is moist. Water is moist.
Okay.
But cold. Air is warm but moist. You see the difference? You will then come to how density works through the 4 elements of nature. It is very broad. We cannot treat the 4 elements of nature today. So knowing the qualities and the properties of these elements, I'm able to clearly, through my own experience, have known and identified situations as possessing earthly, airy, fairy. And the other one, I'm able to identify them. So if I jump into the minor arcana cards, it is easy. And through some learning of arts, some paintings, how art communicates to us, which we don't understand, you'll be able to identify the meanings in that image over there. Each dot on a tarot has its own meaning. So major or minor arcana card. Okay. Yes.
So does it mean every image around us talks to us?
Every image around you. You can enter into someone's home.
Okay.
Let me use the word house. You can see the structure or the shape of the roof, and I'll tell you what is happening in the house. This, you don't need any spiritual eye. You have to be taught, apart from the fact that one needs a spiritual eye to supersense the unseen world and its inhabitants. You can see the paintings around someone's home, and then I'll be able to tell you what is happening. The direction the house is facing, I'll tell you what is happening. I can sit here with you. I call it the mystical augury. If I sit here with you right now, without talking, I'll be able to tell you what is there. But I will tell you the secret how I'm able to make all these things with 8 accorded mathematical equations, which will help you to easily identify how the thing can be done. So, if you learn art, it will help you so well. Right now, if we should enter into a Masonic temple or a Catholic temple, there are some drawings, paintings, or images I will see, so some geometric forms, and many others. The direction a certain image, the posture or the gesture, and the direction that image is facing, I'll be able to tell you the meaning. Yes. This morning, we wake up at 6 and then we saw an arc rainbow.
Wow.
But the direction it was, those around me couldn't tell me which side the rainbow was passing or facing. When I saw it, I was able to know that it was upon the plane of constellation Taurus. Yes, here where I stand. And my house is just a little bit shifted from the north and south celestial poles. That is how I'm able to tell you where the orbits of the other planets are passing. If I stand in my house, I'm able to know them. I know that if this animal flies to this direction, this is the meaning. We're not dealing with animal science and omens. But you know, art has a lot of messages it transfers to us. But in Africa, we don't lay much emphasis on them. We place less value on art. We have made it a second-hand cause, which those people without certain intellectual, theoretical intelligence are meant to study. But art is beyond everything. All is art, because Venus is the mother of art and the mother nature. Without art, nature's comprehension cannot be complete. So the major and the minor arcana cards, they represent these things. But at the same time, you ask me if the tarot cards are able to predict the future and tell you your past and what is happening in the present, either from the major or the minor. The minor has something I have not mentioned.
Okay.
We have 16 cards known as the court cards. The court cards represent some images. 4 images.
4.
An image of a man known as king, a woman known as queen, a youth known as knight, and we have a small person or a younger person known as page.
Why is the younger page and the elder?
The other one is the youth.
Youth.
Yes. We have some different stages in life. The court cards represent those characters, people playing those roles from the outside world towards us.
You.
And I have divided them into 2 as well. I have the personal and the compound. If I use the word personal, I'll come to myself. If I see the king, the queen, the knight, or the page, any of these can represent the level at which, or the degree with which any of these 4 elements of my bodies have reached. For example, if what is happening comes from the cups, which is one of the suit, I'll mention them one by one for you. The cups. Maybe I have seen the king of cups. If I see the king of cups, it is telling me to emotionally control myself. It represents self and emotional control, meaning that emotionally I am mature.
Okay.
Within that experience, like what happened, my experience I told you about, that we went to a crime and we were being deceived.
Deceived, yes.
Our maturity at that time, if it was the cups representing the emotional, and we used the page, or we came across the page that day because we had no knowledge about it, we were deceived. So it showed some immaturity in our emotions.
So you weren't matured enough.
Thank you so much. So if you see the page of cups, it represents synchronicity. What is synchronicity? Synchronicity means that coincidence. 2 things happening at the same time. Okay. Was this a plan? No. It was synchronicity. Did it come by chance or it came by reason? It happened to myself and my brother. It was a synchronicity. Synchronicity simply means coincidence. So the court cards represent the personal aspect. It represents the level
of maturity.
One's maturity. Whether the person was playing the role at the pentacle level, the cups level,
the sword
level, or the wand level. You see how it is. Then compound. Some people will be coming from outside to affect you. The major arcana card is there. The minor arcana cards too has come. But the court cards represent those that will be acting as characters from the outside world towards you. So the king will represent somebody who is an elderly, who is more than age 40. When we come to the queen, the queen represents somebody who is far older than you, like that of the king. But the person is a female figure who will play that role negatively or positively based on what the major arcana card presents to you that day or within that year or within that month. The page, let me use this word, the knight represent a youth, someone of your mate, your age mate, your contemporary will be playing that role, good or evil, based on the type of card, major arcana card, fate presented to you within that day, month or year. Then comes the page. The page represents someone you are older than, a younger person, or the person may be your slave under you, irrespective of your age. someone you have more power over. But if the major, the court cards, the queen and the page mixes, it will become a female, but that female will become someone you are older than, who will be playing that role. The person may be your child. The card will point you there. The person may be
your younger brother,
next door neighbors, whatever, child, whatever. So this is how it works. They are the court cards. So if you tell somebody this will happen to you, when and who will be doing that can be found in the tarot. So astrology and tarot are inseparable. Right now you have seen the 4 elements of nature. They are not as suit. But within the minor arcana, there is something else you should know. We call it the ACEs. It is not HIV, AIDS.
I thought as much.
ACE. 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 ACE simply means that there are numbers from number 1 to 10, under which all the 4 suits, cups, wand, pentacles, and swords have been numbered. 4 times 10. It brings out the 40. That is why I told you that we have 40 minor arcana cards. I hope you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, please.
So, from number 1 to 10, all have their meanings. Is 1, is 2, is 3, is 4, is 5, is 6, is 7, 8 is, 9 is, and then 10 is. So if it is an ace of pentacle, we have 2 of pentacles. 2 of pentacles has its own meaning. 7 of pentacles has its own meaning. This one I need a blackboard. I need a blackboard too.
Before you can demonstrate that.
Yeah. I will teach you and you understand clearly how it works. Tarot is easy, but it has its relationship with astrology. So tarot is relative. So numerology, astrology, tarot, cartomancy, palmistry, Ouija board, etc., physiognomy, all this graphology, they are relative. None is separate from the other. Reject one, and then there will be a loophole in the other. Tarot cards. So I can give you the meanings of the aces. What each ace generally represents, and what each suit stands for. If cups represent emotions, what is the meaning of 2? 2 represent duality.
Duality.
2 of cups represent love.
2 of cups.
Love. Its negative side is selfishness in love. 3 represent unity. So, if 3 represents unity, 3 of cups represents what is known as friendship.
Friendship.
Someone who engages himself emotionally because of his desires and pleasures. He engages himself in extravagance, addiction. See? So 3 of cups is known as friendship, or represent friendship. So unity, but it represents friendship. 4 represents stability, where everything stands still without moving on. But the stability can either be negative or positive. So if it's positive, it will mean that maybe you have come out of a negative situation and the positive situation becomes stable. When it becomes the vice versa or the other way around, you have to know that you are moving from peace to trouble, from fire to fire, from hero to zero. It becomes stable and it's very difficult for the person to move out of it. 5 represent challenges, always challenges in the tarot. 5 of cups represent losses, loss of property, based on the major arcana card that presents itself. Loss of what? Loss of child, I'm pregnant. I have
The miscarriage.
miscarriage. Or my daughter or my son is dead. Loss, as in partnerships. You sacrificed all your resources, your energy, your money, your time into this partnership. Later, you were made a fool out of. You have lost. You need to come back and begin everything again. Hey. Depending on the major arcana card that presents itself, it represents messages from the spiritual world. Thank you.
So, Doctor, where were these images derived from?
They were derived from Egypt. Some were saying that they were derived from Italy. Italy didn't have the 22 alphabets of the Hebrews or the Jews. The 22 major arcana cards came from the 22 alphabets of the Jews or the Hebrews. You see? And where did these images come from? They came from the Hebrews, but the Hebrews had esoteric meanings or secrets of each letter of their alphabet. They regarded each of their alphabet as holy. So each alphabet represents one major tarot card.
Each alphabet?
Each alphabet of the Hebrew represents each major arcana card. So they know how they came out with these mystical meanings and depicted them in their drawings for you and I to see and read meanings into them. But since we are not ready to accept and admit the fact that we have chosen the wrong path, and there is a need for us to embrace a change, new change, we will continue to be swimming in this maroon of darkness. And all the mysteries and the messages from the spirit world, from our ancestors and from the source and from nature spirit will always be bypassing us. The tarot is the answer. So they made these images, but it came and had its popularity in Italy. Yes, in Europe. You can see that the tarot card, you have no black man in it.
No.
They are all white. Look at the magician card. You come there, high priestess, everyone is a white lady or a white man. So they no, that one is racism. We don't buy that. But the drawings have been made. If I should stick to one card and tell you how it was made, you won't go home today. That is why I need a one-on-one interview with someone who is ready to know it. I will reveal the secret to him only if the person qualifies to get that information.
I'll be the first person.
So the major arcana cards have history. The 22 Hebrew alphabet, they are holy. Some represent good, some evil. Sometimes the evil becomes good, sometimes the good becomes evil. They always respond to our seasons, and they carry the vibrations from the macro universe or the cosmos, from the spirit worlds towards us. If I tell you what will happen in the next hour, the tarot can tell you what will happen in the next hour, next minute, next 5 minutes, next 10 minutes. You know, I have done it already by knowing what happens every hour in time. I have subdivided them into different portions and I've had the meanings deeply to it. Single pointed root. That's why I'm able to tell you what happens every minute, what happens every hour,
every second.
And I will tell you the message it carries. I can tell you when the devil appears to you in a form of human, can be in the form of a dog, can be in the form of a goat, can be in the form of anyone to appear that hour. Anyone that appears, even your loved one, will be having a negative thought and will be passing on a negative information to you.
Okay.
It may happen in the church. Whilst you are focused, someone that can distract your attention, that person is the devil at that particular moment.
It's okay.
respond to this person, you'll be marked. And it will serve as a flout to the canon law wherever you find yourself. I use the church as an example. Yes. So there are 22 major arcana cards. 10 of them are planets. And 12 of them represent the signs of the zodiac. Not all the major arcana cards are something else. 12 represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. And 10 of them represent the planet. 10 plus 12 gives you 22. So it has been written, or it has been presented in such a way that it starts from 0 to 21. Meaning, if you take the 0 and add it to the 21, it becomes 22. But the number starts from 0 card to 21.
You have 0 card.
0 card. You have the Fool. 0, 1, 2, 3 to 21. 0 card. In position, it is the first card. But in number, the number is 0. So you have the position and we have the number. So in number terms, it is the first card of the major arcana. The Fool, its number is number 0. Among the planets, it represents the planet Uranus. Planet Uranus. The meanings will come later.
Okay.
Second in position is the Magician. Magician. It's not magician, as many say. It's magician. Magician.
Okay, magician.
Second in position, but in number, it is number 1. The third in position is the High Priestess. High Priestess, but in number, it is the number 2. The fourth, okay, I didn't see the planetary position or the planetary representation of the magician. The magician represents Mercury. The High Priestess represents the moon. So we've had 3 planets: Uranus, Mercury, and Moon. The Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. Fourth in position, but bearing the number 3, is the Empress. The Empress is the 4th planet we have seen among the major arcana cards. It represents the planet Venus, the mother nature. Fifth in position is the Emperor. We have moved from the Empress to Emperor. The Emperor is fifth in position, but has the number 4.
Number
4. This time, the Emperor is not a planet, but a zodiac sign. Which zodiac sign? Aries.
Why is that one?
I'll tell you, don't worry.
Okay.
Aries. We have the next one, known as the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents Taurus. It is sit in position, but bearing the number 5. We come to the number 6. Lovers. Lovers represent constellation Gemini. Constellation Gemini. But in number, it represents, it is 7th in position. 8th in position is the Chariot. The Chariot represents the zodiac sign of Cancer. But in number, it has the number 7. Then we come to Strength. Number 8, but it is 9th in position. We call it Strength. Strength represents the zodiac sign of Leo. The next one is the Hermit. Hermit. The Hermit. The Hermit is 10th in position, but bearing the number 9. The Hermit represents constellation Virgo. 11th in position is the Wheel of Fortune, but it is the 12th card. That is 11th card rather. 11th card. The 11th card rather.
Yes.
Bearing the number 11. The Wheel of Fortune carries the number 10. But it is 11th in position. It is a planet, but not a sign. It represents the planet Jupiter. Let's come to the 12 card. 12 in position. We call it justice. You have seen it many times before.
Yes.
Justice. Justice is 12 in position, but it is bearing the number 11. It is connected to the zodiac sign Libra. Libra. The next one is the hanged man. The hanged man is not represent that doesn't mean in the tarot a zodiac sign. You were expecting me to say Scorpio? No. The hanged man represents the planet Neptune.
Neptune.
Planet Neptune. The next one is the 13th card, the bearing the number 13, but 14 in position is death.
So, okay.
Death has the number 13, but it is 14 in position. Death represents the zodiac sign of Scorpios. Zodiac sign of Scorpios. The next one is temperance. Temperance represents Sagittarius among the zodiac signs. Your card comes next, the devil. The devil has the number 15. Number 15, but it is 16th in position. The next one comes the tower. Tower. The tower has no position among the zodiac signs, but the tower represents the planet Mars. Planet Mars. It is bearing number 16, but it is 17th in position. The next card comes with the star. The woman is naked, as you can see over there. It is 18th in position, but it has the number 17. It represents the zodiac sign of Aquarius. 18 is the moon. Number 18 is the moon, but it is 19th in position. It represents the zodiac sign Pisces. You ask yourself, why is it that we have fish in astrology Pisces, and we have one wolf, one dog with a prawn or a crab crawling from a blood water pool in between two towers, blood flowing from the moon, with the moon weeping? We will talk about that later.
Okay.
It represents Pisces. 20th in position, but bearing the number 19, is the sun card. The sun card, as the name implies, is direct. Represent a sun, considered as planet in astrology and tarot. We have planet Pluto. Planet Pluto is bearing number 20, but it is 21st in position. 21st in position. The last card, we call it the world.
The world.
The world. It is 22nd in position, but it bears the number 21. 21. Representing planet Saturn. So let me mention the planets among them. Let me mention the zodiac signs among them.
Okay.
The Fool planet, Uranus. Magician, Mercury. High Priestess, Moon. Empress, Venus. Let's come to, let's come to the hangman. Hangman represents Neptune. Wheel of Fortune, it represents Jupiter. Jupiter. The next one stands in Saturn, the world. Pluto, Judgment. That's the 20th card. But it is 21 in position. We have Tower, Mars. You know already. So how many cars have I mentioned to you representing the planets?
8.
You are not counting them. Uranus.
1.
That is the Fool. Magician, Mercury. High Priestess, Moon. Empress, Venus. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. We have Hangman, Neptune. Tower, Mars. How many?
7.
Are you sure?
Yes, please.
Okay, the Sun. Pluto, which is Judgment. And we have Saturn, the world. 10 planets. Have you counted them?
Yes.
10. The 12 signs of the Zodiac. Emperor, Aries. Hierophant, Taurus. Lovers, Gemini. Chariot, Cancer. Strength, Leo. Habit, Virgo. Justice, Libra. Death, Scorpios. Temperance, Sagittarius. Devil, Capricorn. Star, Aquarius. The Moon, Pisces. I'm done.
Wow, it's been an amazing moment with Dr. Paakwesi. I am your host, Nanaya Ejapon. It's been one-on-one show with Dr. Paakwesi, the African philosopher. We delve into tarot and astrology. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and also keep your comments in the comment section. See you on our next episode.